Good morning. Well, it's Monday and it's almost day to start. It's a great day. Trust you had a great day of worship and fellowship yesterday. My wife and I certainly did. As we begin this whole process of communicating biblical truth, we are held in a very high and holy responsibility and privilege. As we look at this first week, you will need to choose your passage for your first sermon, and you might want to think seriously about your second sermon, but that's beside the point. As we work this week, as you can see in the material in Canvas, which by the way, I prefer to use modules, then I see the whole week at one point and I don't miss something, which you will have your fact that you're in class and the introduction to one another. And then the objectives are stated there, but let me go back and just read them for you. Differentiate biblical expository preaching from other types of communication. 2. Construct a summary of your personal preparation and plan for your sermon. 3. Study your passage, providing a listing of key findings and plan for your sermons. And 4. To explore the cultural and historical context of your passage and highlights your finding. The study materials are Dr. Robinson's book, Biblical Preaching. You're assigned to read chapters 2 to 4. I would encourage you, but it's optional, to read the preface in chapter 1. I find both of those very, very valuable. Then you have 3 assignments. Remember that, 3 assignments. The first one is prepare yourself and plan ahead and answer the questions in the Logos Bible software as designated there. Include a summary of the prayer that you prayed, as well as any other specific concerns you have as you worked on this sermon. And then the second assignment is study your passage. And then the third is to explore the historical context, cultural context. So as you do that, you have 3 different assignments. The software items are carefully identified, and you can go from there. And then our discussion is in some ways another essay, but that's okay. I didn't write it, but I will live with it. So you can see that I've broken it down kind of into some key points. The apply your understanding of the textual nature begins with define concisely your understanding of biblical expository preaching. By the way, I'll throw in a freebie here. Dr. Robinson was very careful to always accent that expository preaching could be a bibliographic study. It could be a theme study, like the inerrancy of Scripture. You're not going to necessarily stay in one passage of Scripture, but you're going to exposit the various passages that you have. So you might have 3 passages and you exposit those. So there's a lot of diversity within the process of expository preaching. And then to apply your understanding of the textual nature and identify important references. So that's where we're headed, and we'll work together, and by the grace of God, we will have a good